What's up, boys and girls? This is Lance White, and you are watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the WrestleGamer, Dolph Ziggler, being joined by the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which is kind of up in the air right now on YouTube.com because of some butthurt false flagger German people. You know, no offense to any other German people out there who can somewhat understand my English, but for some reason another person has decided to flag and go after my dear friend here from Hardcore Wrestling Radio, the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Star. Rick, how you holding up?
I'm doing all right, but you know what? Believe it or not, I don't even blame him. I target YouTube.com because they're the one who decided to target me. So, you know, the way I see it, they're the ones who, there's plenty of other big full-time partners who they could have shut down, but they choose not to. But you know what? That's not what we're here for. We're not here to rant. So,
yeah, we're here to talk about SmackDown. Yes, Friday Night Smackdown for the week of February 28, 2014. The Animal Unchained. Dave Batista, you know, voicing his opinions about what the fans are doing. Needless to say, I've already voiced my opinions about the return of Dave Batista. I'm all for it. Dave Batista is a draw. It don't matter if, he can't go, boo-hoo-hoo, Batista, Daniel Bryan was supposed to win the Royal Rumble. I think I needed to clarify something for you guys. Daniel Bryan was never advertised to be in the Royal Rumble match. But again, fans out there, they want to piss, they want to bitch, they want to moan. Oh, we're not getting our way, boo-hoo-hoo, which was Batista's attitude, by the way. So I think WWE at that point, Rick, decided, you know, if they're booing the crap out of him, why not just turn him heel?
Well, you know what? I got to be honest with you, Billy. I was one of those guys that was pretty much booing the hell out of Batista because I hate to say it, he's basically another Rock. He's here for a paycheck, nothing less and nothing more. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. When Batista first came back, I was psyched to see him back. I thought that maybe he was going to do what Chris Jericho does, where he comes back, pushes over the younger crowd, the younger generation, and helps them, works for 5 or 6 months, and then goes and takes a break and comes back. No. He's doing what The Rock is. He's going to come back, get the big spot at WrestleMania, and pretty much stomp on everybody along the way. And I'm sorry, that's not helping the company. That's hurting the company in the long run.
I don't know if I agree with that. Batista can still be a big draw, you know, because he's earned his name. You know, when you hear the name Dave Batista, you know who this guy is. You want to see what this guy is doing. And in my personal opinion, I think WWE and Dave Batista, they need to really do something drastic here because the way we're looking at the main event right now for WrestleMania, it's heel versus heel. And that's really, in my opinion, not a good selling point for what's supposed to be your biggest show of the year, of which, by the way, guys, I'm attending, by the way. Thank you. That was the chair, by the way, if you guys are wondering. You know, that wasn't me. And that was Rick Starr trying to make it sound like it was me. But
yeah,
I gotta say, the usage of Dolph Ziggler, I gotta say, they have to do something with him, and to put him in a match and when the way they had him dropkick Dave Batista like that, I gotta say, if you want to start out, Dave Batista's official heel turn, I got to say, they really started off on a good note, in my opinion. This was exactly the Animal Batista that we saw on his way out of the WWE. The way that he portrayed his heel character, he's now portraying it now because of all of the fans out there that seemingly want to boo him. But when The Rock did it last year, they want to welcome him with open arms.
He was sitting in a chair crying, I quit. And that's pretty much how he got his number one spot at WrestleMania.
Yeah, wasn't that, I think that was the night after Extreme Rules when John Cena, didn't he attitude adjust him through the stage or something like that?
Yes, he did, correct. But I'm saying that's pretty much how he probably got his contract at WrestleMania, saying, I want my spot at WrestleMania, or I'm not going to sign, and that's what they had to do.
Well, think about who's running things right now. Think about who's running things right now, and how he got his spot.
Yeah, exactly my point.
Yeah, fans referring to it as the Breakfast Club. Even the Schlag Daddy from OTRS Central even made reference to the Breakfast Club. But let's look at the opening match, because it was really interesting. Big E and Mark Henry and taking on the Real Americans. Fans, I think fans are anxious to see, will the Real Americans break up and go along the lines of the primetime players. When people look at the Real Americans, Rick, they seem to be more drawn towards Cesaro than they would Weed McMuffin.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's still getting over the Jack Swagger smoking weed. What was that, over a year ago? I mean, come on, the guy had a dime bag on him, and people are like, my God, he was smoking weed. He was smoking weed. Oh no, you know what I mean? They seem to forget that Randy Orton was smoking weed, a couple years ago, and look where he's at now. If you're gonna hate this Jack Swagger, don't like him because his wrestling skill's not that great, and which I still think he's a great wrestler, but right now he's just not over with the fans for one reason or another. But to be honest with you, yes, I think people are over with Cesaro because he was doing that big Cesaro swing. Just some of the incredible moves he is. He is an incredible wrestler, and right now he's coming more as a face, and he's getting there. I think I've even said over Hardcore Wrestling Radio, I don't see him winning a title anytime soon, but I see him winning Mr. Money in the Bank sometime this year. I could see him, hopefully see him get that spot.
Speaking of incredible moves, Cesaro hit the neutralizer on Mark Henry, of all people, to get the win for the Real Americans. But like I said, the way that things are going right now, they're going to be breaking up the Real Americans, and we'll probably see a feud forming between Swagger and Cesaro coming up sometime soon. Alberto Del Rio attempted to charm his way to a night off through Vicky Guerrero, and of course we see the reformation of that little angle where Vicky Guerrero is just absolutely disgusted by Alberto Del Rio. And Sheamus said, you know what, why don't you put me and him in a match, because when I'm wrestling Alberto Del Rio, it's almost like a night off. And well, since Alberto Del Rio wanted a night off, Vicky Guerrero granted its request, and the matchup we have now, Sheamus and Del Rio. A lot of fans are wondering, where is this new attitude coming from Christian? And I gotta say, Rick, this is not a new attitude by Christian.
No, not at all. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't care for Christian. This is his heel character revamped. Pretty much, I'm not the champion. Why me? He's just not saying one more match, basically, thankfully. I hate to say it, but I think he should just retire. He really does, or he should have stayed in TNA. But,
I don't think he really needs to say it anymore, Rick, because if you've seen on the new merchandise, shocking, Christian has new merchandise in the WWE. On the back of his shirt, it says, one more match.
Yeah, they just revamped the shirt. That's all they did. It was the same shirt revamped.
Pretty much. Sheamus had Del Rio in the Cloverleaf when Christian, who was on commentary, attacked Sheamus, causing a disqualification. Del Rio attempted to take advantage of Sheamus, putting him in the cross arm breaker. Sheamus then countered into the bro kick, which then led to Christian hitting the kill switch on the Celtic Warrior. Now, the matchup that was made in the opening segment of Friday Night Smackdown this week, Dolph Ziggler and Batista. The show-off looked really good, but again, with Batista and the role he's going on, it was no doubt that Batista was going to be the one to go over with the Batista bomb on Dolph Ziggler, and preceding that, 3 spine busters. And one of the fans during the live coverage on the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV, said, yes, that's the animal I remember. The viciousness, the ruthlessness of Batista. And when Batista was heel, Rick, he was just that. Ruthless and vicious.
I don't deny that he was ruthless and vicious. I don't deny that he is entertaining to watch. Again, I'm going to reiterate it. I can't say it. He does not belong in the spot that he's at. You don't walk in the door after 4 years and take the number one spot. So I don't care, if it was John Cena. If John Cena left for 5 years and came back, he doesn't deserve that spot. Period.
Let me ask you this question. Will you be very surprised to see Batista go beyond WrestleMania?
If he wins the title, of course he's going to stay.
But what if he doesn't?
If he doesn't, he'll probably, be here for about maybe a month, maybe 2 months, and then be gone.
I think it all entails on how the fans, are receptive to him. Right now they're booing the crap out of him, and we have to say that he's one of the top heels now in the WWE.
I don't think it has anything to do with the fans. The fans has nothing to do with it. It's about money. Money.
Yep. And the more and you got to figure, the more the fans don't get what they want, the more they're going to boo, piss, moan, cry, and everything.
Yeah.
Because for how long have they been wanting Daniel Bryan as WWE World Heavyweight Champion? For the longest time.
Yeah.
And WWE has not given it to them. Yeah, they made him WWE Champion for, less than 24 hours? Before they did that thing where they stripped him of the title? But anyway, let's go to the Wyatt family delivering a message to John Cena. Again, very cryptic, as always with Bray Wyatt. I know one of the fans out there said that, Bray Wyatt is a god on the microphone, and he has delivered some very, very cryptic promos on the microphone, showing some really, really great microphone skills, in my opinion. But there's a big but, and I'm not talking about mine either. The Shield came out. Shut up, Rick, because I know you want to say something about that. The Shield comes out. The Shield come out in a standoff with the Wyatt family. Now, that prompts Triple H to come out and say, you know what, this war will not happen, at least without some promotion. So he makes the announcement that, once again, the Wyatt family will clash with the Shield on Monday Night Raw. Until then, Triple H ordered the Shield to stand down, and Bray Wyatt said, you know what, you heard your daddy, stand down. And that prompted Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins to do a suicide dive through the ropes onto Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, leaving Bray Wyatt in a 3-on-1 situation, to say the least. But my opinion is, Rick, can the Wyatts and the Shield on Monday Night Raw equal or go greater than the match, or be greater than, I should say, than the match they had at Elimination Chamber?
Yes, very simply, yes. If you watch any of the rematches that you saw from Elimination Chamber onto Raw, whatever, you see them, and they're pretty much the same match, if not better. And, when we watch pay-per-views, quite frankly, they wait because they want it to be the very first match, because they know anything after that is going to be just as good, unless, of course, it's a specialty match, like a cage match or an elimination match or a title match. Anything other than that, it's just a match. I mean, let's look at, I know you got to get to it, but let's look at, the Usos and the New Age Outlaws. I'm sick of seeing these guys because it's just the same bullshit. It's dry.
Yeah,
At the end of the day. Sorry, but, I know I jumped ahead. But that's an example.
Yeah, definitely. I'll agree with you to a point on that one, but let's get to it when we talk about it. Next, a rematch for the Divas Championship is AJ Lee defending the title against Cameron. One thing I did note during the live coverage is that this matchup will not, I repeat, not, capital N-O-T, will not measure up to Emma versus Paige at NXT Arrival. Yes, I did watch NXT Arrival, guys, but due to some complications I had with the network, there were several matches that were lost to me that I cannot go back and watch for some reason. So I do apologize, but I did get the opportunity to watch a lot of the good portion, I want to say 75% of NXT Arrival, including Cesaro and Sami Zayn, which was awesome. And I'm, for the longest time, I've always wanted to see Paige. I wanted to see how well she worked. And the matchup they did at NXT Arrival, Paige versus Emma, really, really, pushes the envelope, pushes the bar, as it were, when it comes to female wrestling in the WWE. And I still say it to this day, Rick, we need Paige on the main roster.
I got to agree with you, but the thing that scares me is I've seen wrestlers, some of the divas in NXT wrestle and how great they are. And then I see them come over to the WWE roster, and then they are totally different. Why? I don't know. I don't know if WWE says, okay, you're on the big screen now. Now you gotta, do things differently. You gotta act differently. You gotta wrestle differently. I don't know what it is.
If WWE does that with her, to me, that's a huge mistake because they are missing out on a truly golden opportunity with Paige. The way she can work in the ring, the way she cuts a promo, she is by far miles ahead of someone like a Cameron, like a Naomi, or something.
And now keep in mind, she's been in NXT longer than some of the wrestlers. Summer Rae came out before she did. This new Emma has come out before her, and it's like I don't understand the logic. If they're keeping her over there I don't know. I honestly don't know the method behind the madness. I wish I could sit there and try to, make some kind of logic, but I don't have the logic on that one.
AJ Lee locked on the Black Widow on Cameron. We did get a tap out, and I could tell from the angle, even though it wasn't a very good angle, it was another tap on the ass. But we could not get a good view from the cameraman, so I'm a little bit ashamed. I'm saddened by that. But AJ Lee is still the Divas champion, and to be honest, I would have really been truly shocked if they put the title on Cameron on a SmackDown of all places. Not saying that SmackDown's a bad show. Yeah, you would have been disgusted.
Yeah, because Cameron, I'm sorry, with the exception of the DDT that she does, which is a nice DDT, she has no business being in the wrestling picture, the title picture. No business whatsoever.
Well,
I understand she's a replacement.
Go ahead.
Well, I understand right now she's a temporary replacement because her tag team partner is out on an injury and they kind of need to fill the spot, but move.
Well, let's look at the main event now. A 6-man tag, the Usos and Daniel Bryan taking on the New Age Outlaws and Kane. Gotta say, 6-man tag main event worked really, really well. Kind of figured Daniel Bryan would be the one to get put over, and he was as he hit the running knee on Billy Gunn. And they also made a lot more references on commentary to Daniel Bryan's challenge to Triple H. I know it was some time ago, Rick, when we talked about it, that I was figuring more along the lines of Daniel Bryan and Corporate Kane having the culmination of their feud at WrestleMania. But for this past week, I have now seen the seeds being sown for the storyline between Daniel Bryan and Triple H.
Yep, and I'm going to tell you, I see another piece of the seed added in.
Really?
And of course, who's Triple H's best friend?
Ooh.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Shawn Michaels.
Nobody's thought about that yet, and he's got a little bone to pick with Daniel Bryan. I would not be surprised if he's like the guest referee if that match happens, or when that match happens, because that match is happening. I've already got it booked.
Yeah, but adding Shawn Michaels into the picture would be a really bonus selling point to get the match over.
And that's the point. That's why they're going to try to do it. I see it happening. And, if that happens, I already see Daniel Bryan getting screwed over.
Well, fans, unfortunately, like our Impact Wrestling review this week, there were no fan reviews, no fan submissions, for their thoughts and their comments. But if and when they do, to Facebook.com/WGS-TV, as always, we want to hear your voice, and your voice will be heard as we will read your comments out loud here on the official reviews on WGS-TV. It's now time to go to overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown this week. I gotta say, Batista and Unchained, good promo. You're getting that heel Batista back, the same heel Batista we had when he was on his way out of the WWE. Fans really more associate Batista with that, for some reason, that heel character ever since he came back. It's either that or they just flat out, oh, we're crying, we didn't get what we want. Boo-hoo. That's the kind of attitude the Animal, reciprocated, and in my personal opinion, justified, in my opinion. I gotta go with best match of the night. I gotta go to the Usos and Daniel Bryan taking on the New Age Outlaws and Kane. The main events of WWE and TNA as of late have really, really been just that, the main event, best match. I will give it an honorable mention to Dolph Ziggler and Batista, because that was a really well-worked match, too. And, of course, we all, Batista being vicious and ruthless like he used to be, with his heel character, delivering 3 spine busters and the Batista bomb to Dolph Ziggler to get the win. And also another honorable mention to the Wyatt Family Shield standoff. I'm really, really looking forward to Monday Night Raw and what they do with that. Worst match... I'm going to throw it on the cameraman during the match of AJ Lee and Cameron. Why couldn't we see the tap out on the ass? What was so wrong with that? We saw Layla doing it. Why can't we see Cameron tapping out on the butt? I would have loved to see that, so I'm throwing it on the cameraman of all people for that one. Rick, over to you. What's your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown?
Well, overall, I can't. It wasn't a phenomenal SmackDown. It wasn't.
Oh, by the way,
bad
officially, my score is a 3.5 out of 5. I forgot to deliver that. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I gotta give mine a 3. I can't say it was great. It wasn't bad. It was kind of right down the middle, so I'll give it a 3. As far as the best match of the night, I'm gonna go with the Real Americans versus Big E and Mark Henry. I like the way we're starting to see more cracks in the Real Americans. That neutralizer on Mark Henry was really excellent, and the worst match. I wouldn't say it was worse, but it's just the main event was very, very dry for me. I mean, we've seen the Usos and the New Age Outlaws, as I said before, them fight over and over again. It was just the same thing over and over again. It's like I might as well hit the rewind button and play it over again. And unfortunately, that's what it has been. That's what happens when you watch the same match over and over again. Hopefully, I don't want to see these guys at WrestleMania. I do not want to see these guys at WrestleMania, so they got to do something and settle their shit done. Because if it is, that will be a piss break.
Do you think it could possibly be a kickoff show match?
Even for a kickoff show, I wouldn't want to see it. I don't want to see it. It's how many times do we have to see these guys wrestle? I mean, they've wrestled one-on-one each time, okay? Then they've wrestled, then they wrestled Elimination Chamber. Then they did the rematch.
Well, let me ask you this though. There's only, I think that I can think of right now, one other face tag team in the WWE. Would you really want to see New Age Outlaws and Los Matadores?
No, what I'm saying is I want to see a title match where Usos win before WrestleMania and have somebody else move on, because it's just...
Oh, let me throw out there because I know somebody's going to say it. Cody Rhodes and Goldust. I do apologize for omitting that one.
Cody Rhodes and Goldust. I absolutely. I don't think they deserve to win because they've already had that run. I think the Usos deserve their run. They deserve it. I'd like to see some kind of some kind of a Four Corners match would be nice for the title and be done with it.
Yeah, it would be interesting if they did it that way, but as you guys can see, we both had a difference of opinion on the exact same show. What we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts, your opinions on Friday Night Smackdown this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Friday Night Smackdown this week? We definitely want to hear from you guys out there. As always, we do respond to all comments made here on WGS-TV, so make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. And thanks to some nice butthurt people on YouTube, HWR will only be in the moment on YouTube. But for everything else involving HWR, Rick, where can they find out more information?
Well, if they want to listen to our show or watch our tributes or a whole bunch of other stuff, you can head on over to dailymotion.com/hardcore wrestling radio. And we always have our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/hardcore wrestling radio.
Fans, don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV, where we always have live coverages during the shows during the week and on pay-per-views as well. And don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network if you haven't already. So for the illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Starr, I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Billy Bujo, saying thank you very much for watching.